Hello everyone, my name is Abby Bliss White and welcome to my channel. I am so excited because I am doing a 2018 sort of favorite foundations, and I am splitting this up, you guys, into two parts. One, I'm just going to give you the abbreviated what my favorites are and why, and then I'm going to take my top 5 and actually show them in action. So you know, I am still in the learning curve of how to do all this great editing where you split screen and do all that stuff. So just bear with me. The other one, I just wanted to show you the foundations in action, but it was becoming a super long video. And for those of you that like those, I know I sometimes like to watch those as well. So I'm gonna have that as part 2, showing them in person. But this is so exciting. So as many of you know, I am a total foundation junkie. I'm always on the search for the holy grail foundation. Besides skincare, that is my second favorite thing to buy, is foundation. I just love it so much. And so I just wanted to share, if you are interested in watching my favorite foundations of 2018, then please take a moment and watch this video. Hello everyone. Today we are sharing one of my other favorite, what I call kind of quick and easy weekend foundations. And it actually is not a foundation, but I use it as one because it gives you fantastic coverage. And it is the IT Cosmetics Anti-Aging Armor Super Smart Skin Perfecting Beauty Fluid SPF 50 Plus. I absolutely love this little guy. This was often, I would even use this as my SPF. This is another one of my SPFs that does not bother my skin. And so I want to show you because this gives you beautiful coverage. Now, it's not going to work for everyone because it says it's a universal tint, but I don't necessarily think that's true. If you have light to medium skin, it will even it out. But it is just, it looks super beautiful on the skin. So this is what I like to use when I am teaching classes. I teach some kind of fusion bar classes, and I just take a few drops. And so when I am going to the gym and I want to even out my skin tone, but I don't want to look like I'm wearing a bunch of makeup, this is what I will use. And I just want to show you, it has just a lovely kind of texture. And the color just tends to work for my skin. And I just found that I was just using it as SPF, which is another thing that I will tell you, which is beautiful to use kind of as a primer. So you could use this SPF kind of like your, you know, obviously your SPF, but as a little primer, and then go in with some foundation and add more coverage. But I just think this is such a great little, this is what I tend to wear on weekends when we're running errands, and especially when I'm teaching classes, because I want to kind of look put together, but I don't want to look, I literally don't want to look like I have a whole face of makeup on. So I am going to just show you, that was just a few drops, and I'm going to have you see the coverage. And this is another thing, if you want, you can even build this guy up as kind of like a foundation because it is so thin. And again, it does not cake in your face, it kind of just layers. I kind of feel like this is, it's kind of like MAC Face and Body, which I wish I could use, but that will break me out. But it has that kind of thin texture that you can layer on without looking totally cakey. Okay, so I'm gonna come in just a little bit and show you what the coverage looks. It has kind of a nice little healthy dewy look to it. And I'm gonna go ahead, you gotta shake it up. It has one of those little balls. And I'm just gonna add a little bit more in the areas that I need it. But this literally is one of these discoveries that when I was thinking through all of my favorite kind of foundations for different reasons, I wear this a lot. And I was like, we better mention this guy because this is one that I do actually wear and almost out. So now I do have to say I wear my SPF, my Glow Beauty SPF, and then I wear this on top. So I'm not necessarily just using it as my SPF. I'm kind of using it as a foundation. But you can, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of, so right over here, let's see how this needs a little bit more coverage. I am just going to rub that in. Now this is best with fingertips. This is not a beauty blender. Any of these kind that are super watery, this is not, you are gonna wanna use your fingertips. It works the best. And this reminds me of the Kosas, but you know, the Kosas, the new tinted oil one, but you can get it in different shades, but this one has SPF, so it kind of has that same sort of feel to me, and it is just a lovely foundation. I'm going to give you a few little facts about it. I'm going to quickly put on a little bit of bronzer and blush and then give you a few little bit more facts about it. Okay guys, I'm going to read just a few things about this to you, but this little guy, now as you can see, it's kind of set into the skin, and I just put on a little bit of blush and bronzer for the day. But it says this was formulated with the revolutionary skin perfecting technology and anti-aging ingredients that include peptides, niacin, hydrolyzed collagen, hyaluronic acid, which is my favorite ingredient of all time, and antioxidants. This color-infused skincare optically blurs away discolorations and imperfections for your most flawless looking results. Ideal for every skin type, the universal translucent shade has a subtle hint of color that evens the skin of all skin tones. So I'd be curious to see on deeper skin tones if this became ashy. Maybe it doesn't. If it doesn't, I would say yes, because I absolutely, I really do, you guys. This is just something I was kind of going through all of my stuff, and I realized like I use this like all the time, and I thought, you know what? And I use it as foundation. So wanted to share this little goodie. And you guys, this one is $38 for a fluid ounce. And you know, you can use it as SPF, use it as a foundation, but this is going in my top 5 since it is in my rotation at least a few times a week. Okay. On to the next. We're getting there. This is actually a hard little challenge to narrow these down, but then a few more are coming your way. Okay, most splurge-worthy foundation. I was having a hard time with this, picking this one, but you guys, I have been really enjoying this La Prairie Skin Caviar Concealer and Foundation Sunscreen SPF 15 in Warm Beige. Now, it is kind of hard for me to say, you know, that you really actually need to go out and get this because you don't. But I do have to say, once I started applying it, just a little bit of it, and using a little bit of the concealer, I've been really enjoying the way that it feels. And then those are the days that people tend to say, oh, your skin looks so good. You know, we all kind of use that as a little bit of a judgment call, I think. But I also think part of it is I think the match works for me. And to be honest with you guys, I think a lot of foundation is about the match. So if you find a good match in a certain foundation, then it's going to obviously look better on your skin. I'm going to just go ahead and put this on just a little bit. So I literally take the top of the spatula and I just do little dots. So the first time I use this, the first time I use this, I literally put on loads of it, and guess what? Didn't look so good, or I just didn't understand what the hype was. So I just put a little bit on, and then I have been using either my fingertips. I'm going to use today the It Cosmetics little brush just to kind of dab it in. I have a teeny weeny bit left on my finger, and I am just going to show you the finish here, you guys. It is just very skin-like. I do right off the bat smell fragrance. So if you are sensitive to fragrance, which I tend to be, and that was another thing that I found interesting, is that this one wasn't giving me little red dots. I just in general, guys, fragrance can be, it's hit or miss. You know what I mean? It kind of just also depends on the formula. This one is very moisturizing to the skin, so that might be it. I think maybe that might be one of the reasons that I am responding well, but I do feel like this color in this warm, warm beige just seems to be correct, and that might be why I am liking it. So you guys, I just literally did a few brush strokes. Can you see the difference that I'm talking about? It just smooths out your skin, but you guys, it literally wears as a second skin. I don't feel like I'm wearing a lot of makeup, but partly because I didn't put too much on this time. Then what I like to do in areas that I feel like I need a little bit more, I go in with my fingertips and I just first start with that. I feel like the warmth of the fingertips actually kind of melts this into my skin. I tend to be a little bit more red on my cheeks, and I like to take down any coloration. I have a lot of pigmentation on my nose. And then I am going to go ahead and use the concealer and show you that as well. And you guys, as many of you know, if you have watched any of my, I'm actually going in with the Laura Mercier little new sponge. It isn't my favorite, but I can't find a beauty blender this morning, so we are going to just use this. And I like to, this one's dampened, and I just like to go and really press this into my skin and bring it down my neck, which is a little bit splotchy. Okay, then what I do, you guys, I just take a teeny weeny little bit. This is really thick, and you've got to warm it up. So I literally take a teeny bit, and I am rubbing this together and really heating it up. This totally reminds me of Laura Mercier Secret Camouflage, which is, as many of you know, and I just take it into that dark spot. I don't like to go too, I go a little bit underneath the eye, but I feel like that's where it's gonna make me. We'll do a little bit here. And it is just very, it's gonna lighten up underneath my eyes. And what I found is that if I really take a few minutes using that ring finger and I just really heat it up and just keep on going underneath here, it literally does not crease. So this would be my Splurge-worthy foundation. And what I thought I would do with what I'm doing with each of these foundations that I am showing you, my top ones of 2018, I'm going to quickly go finish my face so you can kind of see, you know, this is, I'm gonna get up close and show you the finish of the foundation, but I'm gonna quickly go put on a little bit of bronzer and blush just to kind of show you the entire look. So here we come up And I'm just gonna show you the finish and see what you guys think. So now, is there other foundations that look very similar? I think absolutely. Since I have this, and you guys, this was given, I got it as a gift. But I do have to say, I am enjoying it, and already the fragrance has dissipated. And I think what I like about it is it wears very well on the face, and throughout the day, so comfortable, very moisturizing. But it just kind of evens out your skin without looking very cakey. So here is this very expensive foundation. I'll be right back with a finished look, and then we'll move on to the next foundation. Okay guys, just wanted to give you the finished kind of look that I'm going out with today with the La Prairie foundation. So this is your splurge, but one thing that I have noticed, I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there, because one of the foundations that I did not like whatsoever when it first came out, and I recently tried it again, and I've literally been finding that I feel like it is a dupe. I personally feel like it's a little bit of a dupe for this, and that is going to be the Magic Foundation, and then topping it with the Airbrush Flawless Finish. I know these are two different. This is supposed to be more dewy, this and that. This one's more of a semi-matte satin foundation. But when I wear these two, I don't know, I feel like this one gives me a very similar feeling to this guy. But I do find with this one, it doesn't come together until I put this powder on top. Whereas with this one, I don't necessarily powder this down. I've never felt like the need to. Maybe I need to, but anyways, I'm just gonna throw that out that they wear very similarly on the face. And this could just be me being crazy, but as you know, I do try a lot of foundations. And these have very similar feelings. So, okay, you guys, this is kind of a fun series. We will keep, and we'll see what the next foundation is going to be. Thank you for watching, and I'll check back with you guys in a bit. Hello, everyone. I am back to share my next favorite foundation, and this is actually one that I hated originally when I bought it way back when it launched. Now, I do have to give you a little caveat. I have a certain combo that I like to use, so it's probably cheating just a little bit, meaning I like it on its own, but there's a certain way that I like to combine it with a few other products that then makes me it's become one of my favorite foundations, and that is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation, which literally I bought it when it launched. I was so excited for it to come out. I think I even ordered it online before it was in stores, and I literally was like completely disappointed. So someone had mentioned to me that when they bought it at Nordstrom, it said V2 as in version 2, and mine said the same thing. So maybe they reformulated it. This has been getting a little bit of press lately from some of my favorite YouTubers such as Stephanie Marie and Marnie from Miss Goldberg. Am I saying that right? Yeah. Anyhow, so I've been laughing because I got a sample, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I really like it. And as you guys may have heard, my daughter is the ultimate of, she lets me know if it looks like crap or not. And this was one where she was like, what are you wearing? Your skin looks really good today. And then I told her, I'm trying the Magic Foundation. She was like, I thought you hated that one. So anyways, so I do like it on its own, but it becomes magical when you use the Hollywood Flawless filter. So thus, this is the reason. And then I'm also going to be using a little bit of her Magic Away concealer. So that's why I'm saying it is kind of a little bit cheating as far as my top foundations, because this is more of a combo that I am loving. But I'm also kind of, I was serious when I said, this is kind of a little bit of a dupe combination for that La Prairie really expensive one, but then I was trying to add up all these products all together and I was like, okay, it's still cheaper. Let's put some of this on my face. So you guys, I don't like to just put it on my face per se. I like to make a little concoction. So what I do is I take some of this, and I am in shade 3. And I like to put some, just a little bit, like about that much, because otherwise it gets too, it is too disco-y for me, I would say. And then I like to take, I'm gonna shake this up, and I am in shade 5. And I think before, you guys, I had been in 4, so that could have been also. I take 1 pump of that. And then what I like to do is rub this together and create a little concoction. And here it is. And then don't get too scared. One thing, when I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not sure about this color. This one actually works really well for me. So excuse the background noise. I tried to film by natural light, but again, I live in Portland, Oregon, so some days are just gonna be gloomy. Excuse me, guys. Then I use my IT Cosmetics complexion brush, and I literally like to just dab this in to my skin. And already, can you guys see how it gives a little bit of glow? So this is supposed to be a semi-matte foundation, and which it is, but I find that it's not, it's sort of the perfect little, okay, I just like to dab it in. Gonna take just a little bit more. And you guys, I don't necessarily use that entire pump, but can you see it just, that little addition of the Hollywood Flawless filter just took that up and made this foundation a little less matte and a little bit more glowy. So here is about, I've got a little bit left on, and I just want to put a little bit more just on my cheeks, not too much. Now again, this is one where even when I got it again, I was like, I'm not sure. It is, I have a few more little steps. That's what I'm saying. It's not like, it looks great as it dries down. I just want to put a little bit, I tend to get a little bit red on here. I'm going to put under my nose, and we've got that. Okay, then what I like to do, I still have some left over here, you guys, but I like to go ahead and press with my fingertips, kind of warm them up, and I like to press the foundation into my skin and down my neck. I want to make sure I get it down my neck, you guys. I just can't, I'm actually so surprised that I like this. Like it just makes me laugh how things can change. And I'm just gonna put a little, you guys, I really have been enjoying the Magic Away, but at the moment, for this purposes, I couldn't find it. So I am going to tell you, I don't even know if they sell this anymore, but I did previously love the retoucher. So we are just going to go underneath, and the retoucher was so beautiful because it didn't crease. It's more of a kind of like a touche éclat from YSL, but it gets right into that beautiful, like lightening up right in this dark spot where I tend to get nice and yep, I'm playing with the dog. Okay, so just a little bit under there. And again, just kind of really taking those ring fingers and pushing this in to my skin. And then I top it off. So you guys, I'm gonna just show you up front how this is looking already. And I can't tell if you can see, but it dries down. Before you put on powder, I feel like it almost looks a teeny bit, not waxy, but I think it looks lovely. But once you put on the Flawless Finish powder, it just completely transforms it. So let's do that real quick. Okay, so I'm just going to take this guy. I've got a little Real Techniques kind of, this can be powder or, I apologize. I've got a little monster. I might as well just show you. I had to get her a new toy. This is Santa, and Santa is getting decimated. So anyways, this, if you can already see, so then I take this powder, this Flawless Finish, and I just put this kind of down my T-zone and just a little bit all around. And I just all of a sudden was like, okay, I'm gonna actually set underneath my eyes just a little bit, guys. And I rarely put powder underneath here, but this powder is just literally, I just find that it just gives a beautiful finish. So I'm gonna see if you can see that. See what you guys think. But this is the Magic Foundation combination. And I have just been actually really thrilled. And it has been kind of one of my go-tos. So that's when I know, as you know, I have a ton of foundations, but if I'm repeat using them, that's what I want to grab and go. This just feels super comfortable on my skin. And then once I put that powder on, it just stayed all day long, which I know that's what powders are supposed to do. But it just sort of, this little combination is just, I feel like it gives you a really healthy look on the skin without being too cakey. So this will just kind of meld in and become one with the skin, which is how I like my foundations to look. So that is my little combo going on. Can't wait to share my next foundation favorite. Okay, thanks guys. Okay, we are back again with one of my favorite 2018 foundations. So this may or may not come as a surprise, but I completely fell in love with the whole Westman Atelier line. And today I'm gonna be using their Vital Skin Foundation. And I do have a little trick that I have been using that made me like this foundation even more. And that is using the Barbara Sturm Glow Drops. Now, again, you guys, if you don't have these, no worries, but I guess what I would say is putting a little bit of a glowy primer underneath really makes this foundation look even better. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna put this on my skin. And I'm just gonna show you. So you guys, I just take a few drops of these glowy, glow drops. So these were, I wasn't quite sure how to use them because it is basically like a hyaluronic acid. Like I didn't know if I should use it more as skincare or a primer or after I put makeup on. And what I have found is if I put these on kind of like a makeup primer, it just makes my skin just really hydrated and feels so good throughout the day. So right now, I'm sorry guys, before I put those on, I just had my skincare SPF on. And so I'm putting these drops on top. Now, another primer that I love is the Ren Perfect Canvas, which is much more affordable. I love the Tatcha silk canvas as well. I think those would be beautiful. I just found that I liked having just a little, these drops a little bit when I'm using this foundation. So as many of you know, I love a good stick foundation. That's like one of my favorite kind of foundations. I go through phases. Right now I'm kind of into liquid foundations, probably due to the weather and in the winter months, but I am just loving this Westman Atelier. It's just sort of a nice clean version of my Tom Ford stick foundation, which that's like been my holy grail for years. So I have it in shades 3 and 4. And what I am going to do is literally taking some of this, and I know it looks like I'm putting a lot on. I probably am. I'm just doing the lighter shade just kind of in the parts where I want that. And then I like to take a little bit of 4, which is just a little bit warmer, and just put that here. Kind of more around the perimeters, just a little bit. Okay, so with this, you guys, I purchased this is a new edition, but the Westman Atelier blender brush. Oh, I absolutely love it. You've seen this in a few of my other videos, but this sort of transformed this foundation to be even more amazing. But again, I love my It Cosmetics Heavenly Complexion. I also love the It Cosmetics Perfect, this guy, the one that's more triangular. I'll get the exact wording for that, but this is just such an easy foundation, and I just take a few minutes and I buff this into my skin, and it feels beautiful. Doesn't feel like anything. I think that's it. One thing I will say is, yes, the Tom Ford feels a little bit heavier on my skin. I do feel like it has a little bit more coverage. Obviously, either one of these can be built up. And it's just a lovely, lovely foundation. So I'm going to take a peek in the mirror. And you guys right now, so like if I just keep it like this is going to look very skin-like, just kind of evened out. I'm going to do a little bit more because I've got a little bit of a honker over here, and I just kind of like to tone down. My cheeks are a little bit naturally kind of rosy, and I want to just take a little bit, just get a complete kind of smooth canvas for the day, because I'm going to add a few other things. So I'm going to go back with the number 3 right now, the lighter shade, and I'm just taking just a little bit, I promise, a little bit down my nose and a little bit underneath my eyes, just teeny dots here. Okay, and I think we've got plenty. One thing is that I also love about this foundation is you can just blend, and it is going to just, you know, kind of sink and melt into your skin. So even if you happen to put a little bit too much on, it will, you know, you can just blend, and it's going to even out that skin tone. And you guys, I'm going to come up close and give you, kind of show you what the foundation looks like. And then I'm actually going to go quickly put on, I have her entire line right now except for a couple of her brushes, and I'm going to just put that on real quick for the day because I truly love pretty much everything. I would say I love everything in the line. Okay, so you guys, I'm going to come up, I'm going to show you the foundation. Can you see it's just kind of skin-like? I wouldn't necessarily, it kind of looks glowy in the screen, but in general, to me, it doesn't look super glowy. To me, it looks very natural. Like, I kind of don't think I look like I have anything on my face. Oops, as I leave a big blob of it on my chin. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, guys, is I always like to take my fingers, warm them up, and then I like to press into the skin. I just honestly think that that really does take away any of that kind of cakey look. And okay, let's say we're gonna call that a day. I'm gonna see what you guys think about this foundation. I'll be right back with a little bit more, a little bit of warmth in the skin, a little bit of cheeks, and then we'll move on to the... Okay, guys, I just quickly put on a little bit of her bronzer, her baby cheeks in Petal, and then the ultimate favorite is my peau de pêche. You guys, out of everything in that entire line, the peau de pêche has got to be my absolute favorite. So love that. So this is a standout product. I do love it so much. And then I am going to tell you, I still love my Tom Ford. So this, I'm kind of saying, as far as a stick foundation, these two are awesome. I call this more my daytime kind of go around. If I want my skin to look ultimate, like just perfected, I'm always going to go with my Tom Ford. So it's still not out for 2018. I just wanted to show you something new. Okay, and last but not least, I'm actually going to tell you that I am absolutely in love with this Laura Mercier Flawless Lumiere Radiance Perfecting Foundation. So this is a newcomer. I've only been wearing it for a week, so I know that this is kind of like, wow, I love this foundation. I mean, this is like a real knockout for me. I'm actually waiting for this to come into, I thought I ordered cashew and I ended up getting macadamia, which, you know what, wasn't a terrible match, but I kind of feel like cashew is going to be even better. And I absolutely love this foundation. So what I'm going to do is insert some clips of me when I did my first impression so you can see what it looked like. But this foundation wears absolutely beautiful. It really is long wearing. It just perfects your skin. The key to this one is it's not too glowy. There's a fine line between being too dewy and glowy, like that's kind of where I would like to be, but not, once it crosses over into looking greasy and feeling heavy on the skin, I don't like it anymore. So this is going to be in my 2018 favorite foundations. And I hope this was helpful, you guys. I'm a total foundation junkie. I'm already excited about a few ones that are coming in 2019. So we're just gonna keep on the holy grail. But I thought it was kind of fun. I actually get to do a 2018 foundation video. So thank you so much for watching, and I just appreciate you so much.